In this video, we'll be reviewing the networks that you can select for your ads to be shown on when setting up a Google Ads campaign. Keep in mind, you can change these after your campaign's already been set up. These are just recommendations for when you are starting up your campaign from scratch. So the two different ones are search network and display network, obviously. The easiest way to describe how these work is essentially search network broadens your ad placements by a little bit to a couple hundred Google related partner sites and such, and the display network broadens out your ad placements by the thousands. You can show on pretty much any site that opts in to Google's display network. So this means you can basically get shown on banner ads on other websites that Google shows ads on. Typically you'll show on websites that are related or indirectly related to your business, but it is something that you will need to keep an eye on, because as you select search network and then display network, your traffic to your website gets less and less specific and more broad and less high value. This does not mean that search network and display network are bad by any means. You will get a lot lower cost per click from search network and from display network, and in specific industries you can end up with lower cost per conversions from search network and display network, as well as a lot higher impressions from these different networks. Typically, we recommend turning these on based on your budget. The larger budget you have, the more you can afford to spend across different sites, and the more you can afford to have less direct traffic to your website and less high value traffic to your website. So when it comes to this, it really can go either way. I wish I could give better advice on whether it's good or bad for any specific industry, but really what we find is that it's always best to collect data first and make decisions later. So we typically opt into the search network and display network when starting up a new campaign, and then make decisions later about its effectiveness. Now, if you are on a very low budget and you need to only show for very specific keywords and cannot afford lower value clicks, then I would recommend turning off both search network and display network off, because you will get obviously a much broader range of clicks. You will get more clicks to your site that may not be as valuable as if you were just staying on Google search. So that's a quick summary of how we go about deciding what networks to be on. Quick points. We typically leave search network and display network on unless the budget is extremely small. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Hope to see you in the next video.